Hello everyone, welcome back to the drivers room. We're in the Endurance Championship today. This is season 1 of 2020, round 5, tier 1, and we are in the group 3 category at Interlagos. Our grid walk today on pole we have Smith, CS Smith, starting on the racing softs. He's 6th in the championship at the moment on 76 points. Missed round 2, DNF'd in the last round, picked up picked up 3rd in round 1, 2nd place in round 3. Can't afford any slip ups from here on out. Sticking it on pole, it's going the right way about it. In 2nd place we have Plucks the Duck, starting on the super softs. He's our championship leader at the moment on 188 points. Very dominant start to the season, 2nd place in rounds 1 and 2, and has won the last 2 rounds. Let's see if he can be caught from here as we enter round 5. In 3rd place we have Hit the Mac, starting on the super softs. 3rd place in the championship at the moment on 92 points. He missed round 4 but still in a good position in the table, having grabbed a race win in round 2. In 4th place we have Gadget. He's starting on super softs, 2nd place in the championship at the moment on 122 points. 2nd place finished last round but missed round 3. Definitely needs to start gaining points on Plucks if he's to stay in contention for the championship. In 5th place we have Senna, starting on the racing softs. He's 9th in the championship at the moment on 68 points. 6th place finished last round. It's DNF already this season, so definitely a driver who will be moving up the table when the rounds start getting dropped from round 6 onwards. And in 6th place we have myself, DJ Rice, starting on the super softs, 7th in the championship at the moment on 74 points. Best result of the season last round, finishing 5th. Struggling a lot with the tyre wear in this Group 3 Jag. It's a reasonably good qualifying position today. And in 7th place we have V8 Vendetta, starting on the racing softs. He's 15th in the championship at the moment, 6 points, only 1 result registered in the 4 rounds so far. Starting to find his old pace again now, and hopefully start getting the results to match his one lap pace. In 8th place we have Kamaru, starting on the racing softs. He's 5th in the championship at the moment on 78 points. Improving results every round this season. Strong 4th place finish last round. A driver getting very close to the top drivers in tier 1. In 9th place we have Muller, starting on the racing softs. He's 8th in the championship at the moment on 70 points. Missed round 4, but another driver who will be moving up the table soon. He's got a lot to do from 9th today though. In 10th place we have Ben. He's starting on the racing softs, 14th in the championship at the moment on 18 points. 7th place in round 2, still his best result of the season so far. 4 points from safety at the moment, so it needs some strong results for the rest of the season. In 11th place we have Daz. He's starting on the racing softs, 12th in the championship at the moment on 44 points. 3 top 10 finishes in 3 races so far this season. Very consistent season so far, and improving pace, but got a lot to do from 11th. In 12th place we have Wilco. He's starting on the racing super softs. He's 11th in the championship at the moment on 52 points. Another driver improving round by round. Best result last round, picking up 7th. A lot to do starting from 12th to date. And in 13th place we have Canny. 13th in the championship also, 22 points. Missed the first 2 rounds, so can't afford to drop any points from here on out. Another driver in the Jag, which I happen to be struggling with at the moment. And in 14th place we have Jules, starting on, he's got racing softs on the front, super softs on the back. 10th in the championship at the moment on 56 points, 2 8th place finishes, his best result so far this season. Has completed every round, so he's well stuck into the midfield battle. But that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. So here we are then at Interlagos, about to get underway. Smith on pole really needs a good result here. You've got Plucks in the full GT, very strong round Interlagos. And that's Mac rolling backwards on the grid. That's going to be chaos. I think Senna made his contact there. Smith and Plucks away cleanly. Gadget in 3rd. So Smith leading everyone into turn 1. I think he's run wide there. Plucks gets up the inside of turn 1. Great start there from Plux. Smith just running wide. Drops down to second, so Gadget's cleanly away in third place. Got myself in fourth. Canny up into fifth. So let's take a look back at that start. Oh yeah, back on the start grid now. Absolute chaos. Chaos behind us. Mac. I think he's looked like a disconnect, pad disconnect for a second, but see, just keeping on Canny, moving 13th to 5th. You see Senna's made contact there. I think V8 and Muller got caught up as well, so fantastic start from Canny, and as you see up ahead, Smith running wide and Plux taking the lead. So anyway, let's carry on the race from this point. So a great start from Canny up into 5th. Kamara in 6th, got Mac in 7th. No engine damage for Mac, but see how much that sorry, the rear wheel damage affects him. He's got Wilco in 8th place, he's moved up a few spots as well. Ben in 9th, Daz still in 10th, Jules in 11th, so Senna down in 12th now. He's got to hobble around for the rest of this lap, same as Muller front, so Muller must have got properly sandwiched at the start there, front, back and engine damage, and V8 just coming past there. Slightly less engine damage by the looks of it. Anyway, we've got Plux up into the lead of this race on lap 1. Smith must be absolutely kicking himself. Really needs a good result today. Put the pressure on Plux. Can't afford to drop any more points this season. And so Plux the Duck having a very, very solid start to the first season of 2020. But anyway, up the hill for the first time. Just Plux in first, Smith in second, Gadget in third. Got myself just tucking in behind in fourth. Canny in the other Jag there as well. Jaguar pretty good around this track, I must admit. I haven't managed to extract the most out of the Group 3 Jag. Canny in fifth, Kamaru in sixth. There's been a bit of action at the back there. There's Wilco and Ben side by side into turn 1. I think Ben's got himself ahead there, moves himself up into 8th. Got Daz in the pulse, chomping at the bit behind, so he's picked up a penalty somewhere. All kicking off, close racing at the back. Jules just sitting a little bit further behind. So hit the mat carrying on with that damage. It looks like Senna, all the guys with the major damage have pitted this lap, so they've got a lot of work to do for the rest of this hour-long race. So a little bit further up for Kamaru, putting Canny under pressure by the looks of it. So Kamaru really settling into this Jaguar. I believe it's Group 3 Mercedes is I believe it's a new pick for this season, but they're definitely finding some pace in it. See everyone going purple. Oh, as Canny runs wide into the last corner under braking, he just bit of a tank slapper there, but Kamaru moves himself up into fifth. Really looking to latch on to the other Jaguar. Himself in fourth, still just about staying in touch with Gadget at the moment. So leader Plux is Smith locking up again into turn 1. Meets the apex perfectly though. So Smith still holding on to second. Plux looking good in first at the moment. Gadget in third, just about staying in the slipstream with Gadget in fourth. Kamaru in fifth. Needs to get on the back of that battle up front. So Canny in sixth, so he's dropped back a little bit off of Kamaru now as he's coming under pressure from hitting the back, still carrying on with that damage. Good pace from Mac. Unfortunate start, a few people getting caught out, but it's racing, these things happen. Mac putting Canny under pressure. You got Ben in 8th. Wilco in 9th. Daz in 10th still, just under pressure from the Jules to close the gap a little bit. Senna recovering first of the damaged cars back out on track. A little bit of a gap back to V8 in 13th. Muller further back in 14th. Pluck's leading the way, it's in the end of lap 3 now. Looks like Mac might well make a move into turn 1. A top end speed obviously not affected, and also forgot to mention at the start of the race, meant to mention on my grid walk, special livery this week. Knee jogger is retiring for the foreseeable future because of work commitments. Going to be sorely missed. Top rate tier 1 driver, very clean and consistent. So yeah, knee jogger, hope you're back soon. Hope all goes well with your move down south. All positions retained at the moment. So we hit the max, just pulled a little bit of a gap to Canny now. He's coming under pressure from Ben. Ben looking pretty good in the Toyota in this early stage of the race. Obviously one of the better handling Group 3 cars, but I imagine that will be suffering up the hill. Wilco 9th, Daz in 10th. Jules 11th, just coming past the 5-minute mark now. So Senna will be getting onto the back of, and that looks like Muller passing V8. V8 just letting him go there. Yeah, it's extremely disappointing when you get caught up in an incident like that, and entirely no one's fault as well. But yeah, it's an hour-long race. You never know what happens. But as it's an hour-long race, you don't really want to be picking up heavy damage before turn 1 even. Anyway, Gadget in 3rd, myself in 4th, still just about holding on to the back of Gadget. So just picking up the slipstream still, so just staying in contention. Just about maintaining the gap to Kamaru behind, but so slipstream assisted. Hit the Mac in 6th, still doing well with that damage. Canny in 7th, Ben in 8th. Wilco 9th, Daz in 10th. Jules 11th, Senna 12th. Still a massive gap back. Obviously a pit stop gap back to the pack up ahead. Miller in 13th now, V8 in 14th. Just stay with the leader for a minute. I think both the Smith on the softs, but Pluck's on the super softs, and Smith with greater tyre wear on the softs. Obviously that Lambo being a bit harder on his tyres. Supreme tyre wear from Gadget again. You just see the difference there. And start to eat into the fronts a little bit too much. Kamaru behind on the harder compound, but looks like he's closed that gap a little bit now to myself in 4th. Just that tyre wear kicking in a little bit. I think we've missed an overtake somewhere. He's got Daz up into 9th place, so he's overtaken Wilco. He starts to move himself up the top 10. But yeah, what's the reason I started waffling about knee jogger earlier, I didn't actually mention it. We've all got the stickers on our cars. As you notice, a little footy sticker. Kamaru came up with the idea to do it. I think Daz, one of our main logo and graphic guys, put it together. Yeah, nice thought, good effort guys. So Daz just doing enough to hold off Wilco at the moment. Pretty good tyre wear for Wilco as well at the back. Pluck's really opening up this gap now. So you see the sort of time he sets in the lap 6. Ford GT supremely powerful over down the main straight. 31.8, and that's Smith pitting from 2nd. So an early pit stop from Smith. Maybe trying to put Pluck under a bit of pressure, but Gadget slight lock up into turn 1 there. So Kamaru really closed that gap up to myself in third now. So yeah, Smith comes back out. It's a long pit stop here. So it feeds back into 5th. He comes back out on the racing softs again. Yeah, just puffs of smoke coming out pretty much every corner. I was obviously meeting the apex each time, but it really can't be good for the tyre wear. You just see Gadget opening the gap up now. Tyre wear really kicking in. Kamaru breathing down my neck. And soon to be a very, very quick Smith join the battle. They come down to this hairpin. Oh, and that's a massive coming together from Smith. I think he just tapped the inside of Kamaru, sends him spinning into the barrier. Oh, look at that. That's another 3 or 4 cars overtaking. So Smith, fresh on fresh tyres, comes out. It's a little bit too eager on the exit of the hairpin as he slows down to let myself go past. Kamaru got severely spun out into the wall, and while that's going on, you've got a leader Plux pitting. So I don't know where the Canny wants to be at the moment, but so I don't think Canny's going to see where Canny feeds in now. As after that incident, myself, I believe Kamaru dived into the pits as well. Did whack the barriers, probably picked up engine damage there. But Canny in the net 3rd place at the moment. Off that first round of pit stops, so got Ben up to 4th, Daz in 5th. So not even at the 15-minute mark yet. So obviously tyre wear a big issue around this track, and that's Jules running wide, and the Smith's back out. I think he must have pitted again, got that damage fixed. Smith back out into traffic again. This is going to severely hamper his chances as Plux and Gadget, I think. I'm not too sure who will be 3rd place after Canny pits. Not that far behind Gadget at the moment, obviously does have to pit again, but Plux absolutely running away with this race now, our championship leader. Yeah, someone really needed to take the fight to him today and get some points, gain some points over him to keep this championship battle alive. But so still 3 rounds to play after this, but I think this will could be 3 wins in a row for Plux. He's got a commanding lead at the moment over Gadget in 2nd place. Canny in 3rd, Ben in 4th, Daz in 5th. He's got Mac in 6th now, so he's obviously done his first pit stop, got rid of that damage, and so yeah, Mac not in a bad position now. Finds himself in a bit of clean air as well. As Daz a little bit further up the road. It looks like a few of these drivers looking to take it to the 15-minute mark and turn it into a 3-stopper. Few of the top 2 anyway. Plux and Gadget are committed to 4 stoppers now, but we'll see how that pans out. They do have quite a lot of time to sort of play with at the moment. This Plux still going setting personal best, so just stamping his authority in the race at the moment. Lap time. PB for Plux there. So see, would probably Smith or Mac has the fastest lap at the moment. It's 1:32.1 for Gadget. Canny's diving into the pits from 3rd place. This is going to promote Ben and Daz up. Canny not quite stretching that out to the 15-minute mark. So who's that locking up? Dad's locking up a little bit there behind Ben. As Mac really close the gap now. do getting past these guys pretty cleanly. As Ben up ahead's going to be struggling with tyres now, but he's got a good run on the inside for this next bend, so pretty textbook overtake there, gets the job done. I hit the Mac up into 3rd place. I think that is a... So I was looking at the moment like Mac is the closest contender to Gadget after all the pit stops have been done. So you've got Ben and Daz still a little bit out of sync, and there's Smith. So Smith not that far behind now. He picks up damage again by the looks of it. See the front bumper flashing there on the graphic below, but yeah, too many incidents for Smith today. It's just very quick driver. Just been caught out by his own pace today more than anything, I think. So just come around the last bend now. So probably see Ben dive into the pits this lap. He sticks close to the left hand side. So it's like Ben diving into the pits. I think Daz will as well. Yeah, so Ben and Daz diving into the pits. We'll see where they feed out into things. But good first stint from that pair. Obviously Canny as well, a little bit further behind. So I've got myself in 5th now, just behind. Front damage on my car as well, so yeah, I'm having a bit of a nightmare. So I think be happy to sort of stay with Smith if that's possible at this stage of the race. He's got Canny not far behind on the fresher tyres now as well, so he's looking pretty good in the other Jag. That's just feeding back out into the track in 7th place, but so good first stint there. And Ben down in 8th, under pressure from Wilco, on the tyres are warmed up. Inside of this corner coming up, it's a little bit earlier on the brakes, keeping it neat and tidy. Long way to go yet, but yeah, Wilco in 9th now, so you've got Jules in 10th, and it looks like Senna behind. Oh, it's a little bit too hot there, and yeah, it gives the place back. Fair dues, yeah, just a little bit too hot into the hairpin there. Jules on fresh tyres, Senna picking up damage there unfortunately, so Senna, first of the guys, got caught up in the incident at the start to catch up with the back of the grid. So Kamari recovering in 12th also. Massive, got caught up in a massive incident, spun round and hit the barriers. Has hampered his chances massively. He was looking pretty quick today, and generally is always pretty quick over the hour long race on a Thursday. Muller in 30 now, fresh tyres. He's made his first pit stop of the race, and yeah, it's a bit of a long lonely race ahead for Muller at the back now, and V8 in 14th. So let's come up to the end of lap 13 for Plux now. So he's just nicked the fastest lap on lap 10. Pretty unstoppable at the moment. See Gadget in 2nd place, comfortable 2nd place. Can't quite stay with Plux's pace at the moment, but yeah, solid 2nd place nevertheless. He's got Smith coming around the final bend. Just skip forward a little bit as Hit the Max already pitted from what was 3rd place. He's got Smith coming around, just coming up to the end of lap 13. Canny's really closed that gap up now as well, so see myself diving into the pits, just about keeping it within the track limits there. So we'll see where Mac feeds out, having pitted a little bit earlier. 31 flat for Mac last time round, pretty quick time, should be enough to gain that place back from Smith. Oh yeah, he moved himself back up. Canny was doing a solid job at the moment as well. Smith rejoining in 6th, got myself rejoining in 7th. Ben just getting the overtake done, it's dropping down to 8th. Got the inside of this corner though. Ben just running a little bit wide there. See if he's going to make it stick. So he's going to have the inside, this right-hander coming up, so he does well. And not really looking to give up this place too easily. So Ben's just done enough there to keep himself ahead. So yeah, Ben in 7th, myself in 8th, under pressure from Wilco now in 9th. And oh, looks like Ben running a little bit wide there, side by side again. And I think he just yielded a little bit, gave that place up. But he's going to have to slipstream down the main straight, so need a good exit. I think Ben will have to watch his mirrors as well for Wilco in the BMW behind. Toyota not strong on the straights at all. Just see myself just covering the inside of turn 1. And Ben doing enough to stay ahead of Wilco for the moment. Jules in 10th, got Kamara up to 11th. Senna's pitted again out of fresh rubber in 12th. There's V8 and Muller carry on this battle at the back. What's that? Is he going to get the job done around the outside of turn 1? I think he did. Muller back up to 13th as V8 comes straight back at him. Muller should have the inside of this next corner and retain that place. So Muller 13th, V8 and 14th. So looks like Pluck's pitting from the lead. 35% fuel as well. See what Gadget does here. The tyre wear pretty good at the moment. Imagine he'd go for another lap, but no, he's got Gadget diving in the pits as well from 2nd. So yeah, hit the Mac up into 3rd now. Tyre wear just kicking in a little bit from Kenny. It's dropping back a little. So a solid drive so far. Just needs to extend the stint a little bit more if he's going to try and make this a 4-stopper. Yeah, Pluck's easily rejoining the race in 1st place. Let's imagine Gadget should come out in 2nd. Yeah, he's up the road there on the graphic. So yeah, Gadget comfortably back out in 2nd place. And hit the Mac in 3rd for now, but as I say, these pit stops strategies all over the place at the moment, and we're not even at the halfway mark yet. Good job from Canny in 4th at the moment. Good job from Daz as well. She's just staying with Smith. Smith in 5th place. And gone purple on the last lap, 1 minute 30.4. Imagine that lap time will come down a little bit more as the race goes on and the fuel burns off. So yeah, Smith in 5th, you've got Daz in 6th. And pretty good so far, as there's a little bit of a wobble. Myself in 7th, sounds like I've got Ben behind, so just pulled a little bit of a gap to Ben now to keep the pressure off. So you've got Kamara up into 9th, so Kamaru's slowly moving up the field, looking like he's due another pit stop soon. That tyre wears anything to go by. So yeah, Kamaru back up to the top 10 for the time being. Jules in 10th, under pressure from Wilco, so I imagine Wilco pitted, so Wilco on a fresh super soft, so he's going to want to get ahead here. So, and Jules losing quite a bit of time with that tyre wear. And that is Smith up into 4th place. Yeah, Smith in 4th, Kenny in 5th now. And Dad's just staying with this fight. Better tyre wear at the moment. Probably looking to close the gap on Kenny a little bit. see what Smith can do in clear air now as well. So 1 minute 31's creeping into the 1 minute 32s now for Mac. Canny going round again, penalty there for Daz. He's just in the slipstream of Canny now though, so definitely be looking to close that gap. Canny just trying to extend that stint a little bit. Myself in 7th, Ben still in 8th. Senna up into 9th now. Jules pitting a little bit further back. So Wilco in the top 10 now. It's Muller and Kamaru must be, yeah, he's on fresh rubber. He's got a good run here. Should get the job done. Into the left-hander as he just keeps Muller as tight as possible, get a good entry into the corner, but yeah, should be a simple enough job there. Kamara up to 11th, Muller down at 12th, Jules rejoining the race in 13th, and V8 in 14th. As it looks, Hot Plux has just nicked the fastest lap back 2 laps ago, so fuel burning off now and these cars getting quicker. But yeah, absolutely relentless pace from the championship leader at the moment. Really, it's a real statement of intent. So comfortably ahead of Gadget in 2nd place and still absolutely nailing it. So we've got Canny pitting from 7th, so this should be interesting to see where Canny feeds out. So you've got myself there, moving up to 6th now. Canny just exiting the pits, and sounded like, I think that's Wilco. There goes Senna, and yeah, there goes Wilco. So Canny refeeds into 10th place. Slightly more tyre wear from Senna in 8th at the moment as goes out a little bit. Dad's getting close to the halfway point now. May well come in at the end of this lap. Mac also struggling with tyres now. Front right going a little bit, see if he dives into the pits. Yeah. So we've got Mac in the pits. And Smith, yeah, really closed that gap. So Smith diving in the pits there as well. About 15% extra fuel for Smith going into that pit stop. He's got Daz pitting, you've got myself pitting. See what Ben does here. He's oh, he runs really wide there. No, he goes again. So see how this pans out, as it looks like we've got some drivers on the pit exit already. And that looks like Smith ahead of Matt. So yeah, that 15% fuel. Let's have a look. So we've got Matt just over half a tank. So yeah, Smith there fueling less and going into the pit with more fuel to begin with. As he's just got the jump on, hit the Mac and moved himself up in the 3rd place. So see what Matt can do in 4th. So Smith has got some serious pace today. Quite an instant field race, and he still managed to move himself up into the podium places. Halfway point of this race, probably a bit too late to catch Gadget up ahead, but nevertheless we see what he does from 3rd place now. Smith into 3rd, hit the Mac down to 4th. and Daz back out in 5th, so yeah, really good stint there from Daz. He's got quite a gap behind as well to Ben. Ben's out on the old tyres. He's got Wilco on pretty fresh rubber, Canny on really fresh rubber. Yeah, Daz is longer these guys are caught behind that Toyota, more it's going to cost them. There's a little bit of confusion who's going into the pits there. As Ben just about makes it. I don't think there was any contact or damage, but yeah, this has really helped Daz disappear down the road a little bit. He's not that far behind the battle for 4th and 3rd, as we see Mac retaking 3rd place. So as I was watching that, I've missed this battle going on. I genuinely thought that Lambo might have been quick enough to stay ahead of Mac in the Mustang, but the great drive from Mac, back up into 3rd place, taking the fight to Smith. Just watch on ball with Smith now. So this is the hairpin where the incident occurred earlier. Stay on ball with Smith now, see what he can do. He's really late on the brakes. He nails it on the way out, and yeah, this should be a pretty easy move into turn 1. But we'll see how the Mustang is down the straight. So he's solidly in the slipstream, but not really making the ground he'd like. So I thought Mac might have gone defensive there. Smith late on the brakes again, and meets the apex nicely, and takes his 3rd place back. So these two guys locked in a battle now for 3rd and 4th. As we rejoin this fight for 3rd and 4th, it looks like Mac having another go into turn 1. So repeat of the last lap with Smith doing that to him. And to be fair, they've got any chance of catching 2nd place at the moment. I think they'll have to work off each other's slipstreams. Not that that's what they're doing. This is some great racing from 2 very, very quick drivers. 2 very, very different cars as well. Always makes things interesting. So Mac's still doing enough to keep Smith at bay at the moment. Plugs pitting from the lead there. 2% fuel. Gadget will be pitting also. So yeah, just skipping forward a little bit as you got Mac just coming to the end of lap 26 now. Smith pitting a lap earlier. These two guys locked in battle, so Mac jumping into the pits as we go further back. Daz still good for another 5 minutes. Solid 3 stopper from Daz today. See Smith just coming up the home straight now, and you just see on the graphic there, I think Mac in the pit exit at the moment. Smith should be comfortably ahead. Yeah, Smith back up into 4th. We've got Daz in 3rd place now. So yeah, Daz getting right amongst this fight, and obviously Daz does have to stop again, but so does Smith, and so does Mac. He rejoins the race in 5th. Canny still going well in 6th. That tyre wear kicking in again now for the Jag. I don't think he just couldn't quite stretch the stint to make it a 3 stopper, but good job nevertheless. Got Ben up to 7th now again, so looking to go to the 45-minute mark. I'd imagine myself out on fresh rubber now in 8th. Senna, pretty good recovery drive from Senna now, solidly in the top 10. Out on fresh rubber again. Muller up to 10th now as well, as he's under pressure from Wilco in 11th, Kamaru down in 12th, out of fresh rubber also. Jules down in 13th. A lovely 4.5 seconds penalty to ditch. Let's get Canny put in there. Taking on a fair bit of fuel as well, as he pits with 14%. Just coming out the pit exit now. Looks like I might have a good run on Ben. Just start to pick up the slipstream now. Smith just coming up to the just as I flick away, it looks like I've just got the job done on Ben. Moved myself up to 6. I see Smith just closing the gap on Daz now. Oh, big incident from Smith. He just about keeps that together. Again, just a little bit too much pace. Just needs to keep it neat and tidy as Daz goes round again. Smith will get the move done into turn 1. So not quite close enough, but Daz runs a little bit wide there as Smith just makes his way through on the inside of turn 1, moves up to 3rd, Daz down to 4th. Critical on fuel now, so, hitting the max, just closing that gap a little bit now. So fresh super softs making all the difference at the moment. Myself up to 6, closely followed by Ben in 7th. Centre up to 8th now, and Kenny rejoining in 9th. So I think he's been on the super softs the whole race. Just changed up to the softs now for the last stint. Try and get through the last 15 minutes. See Kamara under pressure from Wilco. Muller pitting at the back there as well. Back to leader, get some air time for Plux, who's just come up to first of the back markers. Unfortunately, Muller. But, yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again, it's an outstanding drive so far from Plux the Duck. Absolutely dominant from start to finish. We've got Daz pitting from what was 5th place, so he's just ahead of Mac. So Daz in the pits anyway, so that's Mac up into 4th place. Myself, next person down the road, and I think yeah, Daz just on the pit exit now, comfortably retains his 5th place. Ignore the graphic on the left for a minute. Yeah, Daz comfortably back out into 5th place, and he'll be good to the end of the race. Got myself in 6th, still need to pit again, and got a fast approaching centre now as well. He's had a pretty solid recovery drive, not getting caught out. He was the driver right behind Mac on the grid. Yeah, pretty good recovery drive from centre up. He's the 7th. Ben in 8th, critical on fuel now, so he'll have to pit again soon. Kenny should be good to the end of the race. He'll be make the place up on Ben. Kamaru in 10th. May have to pit again. Wilco 11th, pitting again by the looks of it, because of the tyre wear. Same as Jules. Muller's probably good to the end of the race now, so Muller might be able to pick off a few places. Right on the last stint. Plux rejoining the race in the lap 31. Plux the Duck pitting from first place. Gadget pitting from second. So 1 minute 32 from Gadget. He's got Smith behind second, 1:31. So he has been closing that gap. That's 12 minutes left. He'll definitely have to pit again. Gadget and Plux will be on their. This will be their last pit of the race. So Mac opting for earlier stop than Smith, so he can get a little bit of an undercut done. Put Smith back under pressure. Daz in a very comfortable 5th place. Looks like Smith might just get ahead of Gadget here. Yeah, he does. So Gadget had to take on a fair bit of fuel for his final stint. So yeah, Gadget rejoins him 3rd. Smith getting a taste of 2nd place again for a brief moment before he has to pit. And got to hit the Mac rejoining in 4th place. Not that far ahead of Daz, so solid pace from Daz. He's just dipping into the 1 minute 31s himself now. 1:31s earlier on in the race as well by the looks of it. Senna in 6th. Critical and fuel though, I'll have to pit again. Canny in 7th, and it looks like I've made my final pit stop of the race, rejoining in 8th, as has Kamaru rejoining in 9th. Might be under a little bit of pressure from Ben, not quite close enough, so yeah, Kamaru in 9th, Ben in 10th. If Kamaru had a poor exit or Ben had a really good turn there, but nearly getting caught out and going into the back of him. He's, lost a lot of pace there as Jules takes his advantage and moves himself up into 10th, but definitely have to pit at the end of this lap, I'd say. As you see Smith, sorry, he's just Smith pitting from 3rd place now, and see where he is in conjunction with Mac. There's Smith just coming onto the pit exit now. I think he should be comfortably in front. Comfortably in front, I say hesitantly. Smith just rejoining the track in 3rd place. Yeah, he's done enough to stay ahead of Mac there. So Mac going purple in the 1st sector. Definitely finding some pace this last late stage of the race. Daz in 5th, a little bit further back. Kenny in 6th. Myself in 7th, Senna in 8th, Kamaru in 9th, Miller in 10th, just leading a few cars through. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, Miller's pitted a bit earlier than these guys. And there's that Ben with front damage, so he just pitted as well. Not what you need. We'll go close behind in 12th. Jules finally making that pit stop in 13th. Looks like he's going to have Plux the Duck coming up behind him anytime soon. Kenny just getting into the 1:33s now, and they are slightly scrubbed racing soft. 1:31 for myself, so it's closing that gap a little bit. 1:30.9, so I've got a very quick ahead and centre behind me at the moment. Kamaru a little bit further back, 1:31 flats, and just setting his personal best of the race so far. Yeah, again, pretty bad bit of misfortune for Kamaru, but still 9th place. Not the worst result in the world in Tier 1 nowadays. Not for me anyway. Muller in 10th, Bender in 11th, We'll go 12. Jules 13, just getting some blue flags. 6 seconds of penalty as well, but yeah, just getting some blue flags there. As Plux comes charging through, solidly in the 1 minute 30 still. Looks like I've got myself ahead of Canny somewhere as well, so got myself up to 6. And Canny just getting a little bit untidy through the last bend. But yeah, just about got myself back up into 6th place. Canny down to 7th. So that tyre wear kicking in now. Jag becomes quite a bit of a boat when the tyre wear kicks in. So he's got to be careful from the charging centre behind. Just skip forward a couple of laps, and that tyre wear obviously not getting any better for Canny. 135, so made a mistake on the last lap, put him right under pressure from centre, bumper to bumper, so it should be a pretty easy move into turn 1. Canny's got the inside of it at the moment, so not giving up this place easily. Runs centre as wide as he can. Senna can afford to be a lot later on the brakes, and yeah, gets the job done around the outside of turn 1. Not easy to do, but a lot easier when there's that much difference in tyre wear. Canny falling down a couple of places towards the end of this race. Unfortunately, it's been a solid drive in the Jag so far, and might well come under pressure from Kamaru at the late stage of this race. We'll come back to that. We'll have a quick run through the grid. So less than 5 minutes to go now. And, yeah, from turn 1 on lap 1, getting the lead. So a slight mistake from Smith. After that first round of pit stop, Smith's just been on the back foot. And Plux has run away with it. It's a shame really, because it's been ridiculous pace from Plux today. Yeah, it would have been fun to see someone match that. Gadget in the Peugeot, solid drive in 2nd place, pretty faultless again. Mr. Consistent does have a very quick Smith chasing him at the moment, but the tyre wear just kicking in a little bit from Smith, just not going to be able to make enough ground in time, I think. But yeah, so good drive, good recovery drive from Smith, considering the amount of incidents, and looks like he's on course to nick the last podium place. He's got to hit the Mac in 4th. Great battle with Smith towards the end of the race. 3 or 4 overtakes on 3 or 4 laps between them, but just couldn't stay with the pace of the Lamborghini today. Potential driver of the day, I think. Daz has had a very quiet race, head down, and you see from the deltas on the side, very consistent, and just kept his nose out of trouble. Solid 5th place at the moment for Daz. Himself in 6. Caught up a little bit in the incident with Smith and Kamaru, but just going off the pace of the other guys today, I think 6 would be a solid result, especially if I can stay ahead of this guy in 7th. Just under 2 minutes of this race left now. Kamaru in 8th. A little bit of field spread at the back here. So Canny might have to do a bit of fuel saving as well. And, might well come under pressure from Muller as well towards the end of this race. So yeah, Muller in 10th, Ben in 11th. Wilco in 12th, just getting the blue flags for Plux behind, and Jules in 13th. 30 seconds of this race left now, and this will be the final lap for Plux and Wilco, if he gets ahead of Wilco before the end of the race. But yeah, can't say it enough. Solid drive from Plux to Duck. Been pretty untouchable this season. Certainly relentless this race. But, I think he pretty much had the beating of everyone today. But he's got a Kamaru crossing the line in 8th, one of the first official finishers. But yeah, race winner today, Plux Ducks. Congratulations. Absolutely dominant race win. Plux in first. We go back to Gadget. Round this off as best I can. But yeah, Gadget solid second place. He's done more than enough to keep ahead of Smith. And yeah, as I say, Mr. Consistent, rarely puts a foot wrong. And like I say, time and time again, just look at the lap deltas on the right hand side, and that's what gets you results in endurance races. So yeah, Gadget taking second place. Smith not that far behind in the end. Yeah, it's just final podium position. And Mac, solid 4th place for Mac. Couldn't live with the pace of the top 3 today. Daz crossing the line 5th. This is his best, one of his best results in Drec to date. Great result from Daz there in 5th. Myself in 6th. Just about staying ahead of Senna in 7th. Kamaru 8th, K 9th, Muller 10th, Ben in 11th, Wilco 12th, Jules in 13th. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next week.